So hello everyone, I'm back with a new league match. So today you are going to watch my league match against Tom Phillips Howard. I'm gonna type here. Let's change it. Yeah. So we played Standard and Modern and Legacy. The match took and Modern and Standard took together 1 hour and 20 minutes, and I think Legacy took about half an hour. So I'm going to do the 3 times speed. So yeah, let's get ready to Standard. I'm playing the mono white approach deck. I played around the half of the season, and we played it a lot during the Standard Super Series because I thought it was like the best deck against all meta decks except mono red, which is a bad matchup in my opinion, but can still be beaten. And Tom said that he has never played Standard before, or he doesn't play Standard, and so he just took one deck and played it, which was mono red. So I was quite disappointed about that because I just thought he might just pick up crits or something. But yeah, so I kept the hand with only one white source, but the deck runs 18 white sources. So I decided with this Grive and Treasure map that I could find a second white source probably for the Wreckage and Fumigate, which should win the game because I'm going to be able to deploy approach them. But as you can see here, I don't find a white source on turn 3 and decide to go for the relic because I can still describe the treasure map, and he curves off with Courier into Karitsev, and then at turn 3 Firebrand, and he misses his third land drop. On turn 4 he finds another land and just attacks again. I don't think he knows what I'm doing, at least that's how it looked like game 1. Because I think he had the lightning strike already here and didn't do it on the turn. So this is like, there was like big mistake on my part here with like a skip issue and a scry issue with my treasure map. So they tried to try end of turn which worked because I scry the relic to the bottom, and then I wanted to scry the fearful into the top, but there was like a slight misstep here. And so because of skips, and I wasn't able to deploy the second treasure map and stuff. And so yeah, because it was really lagging a bit, we both had like lags. You might see that even though it's 3 times as fast as usual, that there are sometimes like steps where it stops for 3 to 5 seconds because of lag. And it was a little bit annoying, and in the end Tom had time issues in the standard game because of the lag. So yeah, here you see like he's doing nothing. Maybe he's thinking, I don't know, but he has a lightning strike next turn, so he should have just gone lightning striking here, because I mean he doesn't understand it, so that's totally reasonable. Only the lightning strike when I've taken damage, but here it just attacks me for 5 down to 3, and I try to lightning strike. Maybe it didn't do it because I could figure through in. So I had the third authority, I had 3 ballistas, 2 glory bound initiates, and 4 wicked characters. I cut some slower stuff like Immortal Sound and Approach, 1 relic, 2 treasure maps, 2 Gideon's Intervention, and I think that I have 1 fumigate because of boiling creatures. This hand I would mulligan on the draw, but I can keep it on the play. So he has the turn 1 Courier again. Attacks me for 1 and I finally top the rest. And I think I made a slight mistake here on the next turn, playing a top the rest over a Rusk relic, because I've settled the wreckage, but in the end I think it paid off that I kept settled. So I decided to top the rest the Earthshaker Canner here, which I think was another mistake, not to top the rest the Bombard Courier here, which already now has 3 cards under it. But yeah. So here I just go Rusk relic, and luckily I draw a buffing end to kill his Bombard Courier, which I think will get killed, but he just goes and shocks me again. And then he takes the Bombard Courier and discards 3 lands, I think. Yeah, discards 3 lands. So you can't see it here, but I have the graveyard popped up on my right. So he finds another land. Really scared of something hazard here, but he only has a Crasher, which is totally fine. So I just cast the Crasher, attacks me, go down to 8. So if he has like Shock, Lightning Strike, And Lightning Strike, I'm pretty dead, but I get to deploy a Carry Call, which means 7 toughness, 7 power, and 4 lifelinking power. And F% so I can start cracking these relics if need to. So it just goes to deny me of one of my cat tokens. Then I think he has a braid. Yeah, he's a braid on the cat lord. And then exerts his Crasher for another land drop. So I fall down to 3. And after I fumigate here, I attack, go up to 5, and fumigate and go up to 9. And I have a Ballista in hand to win the game. He finds a Grasping Dunes and has a Firebrand. So I think I rip a land here. Yeah, so I can deploy Ballista for free and shoot the Firebrand. So I can't kill it with the Awakening of my Waste. And here we have like a lag to see how I tap my lands. But yes, I just go and shoot his Firebrand. And if he pings me the Ballista for 1 here, he can activate the Grasping Dunes. But he pings me. So, and I hope he doesn't draw a land for the Earthshaker Cannon next turn. But he draws another land, so he gets to unearth, no, it's not unearth, it's eternalizes the Earthshaker Cannon, denies my Ballista from blocking and attacks me. Go into 4, find a second Rust Relic, and I can deploy it and still keep up Settle and cast out, and I even boldly attack here because I'm feeling pretty comfortable with Settle and cast out in my hand. And I think he found... I'm going to cast out here. I would have maybe been better if I settled here, but I decided to cast out. And he probably has found the land, so just go and kill his Grasping Dunes, so he can't activate it. He tries to activate it in response, but then he recognizes that it's only sorcery speed. And I did a little check here for my modern deck, sneak peek for you. So I decided to attack here and not put a counter to not to die to House Red. I mean, I don't die to House Red. No, I die to House Red because I can discard, but yeah. So he finds another land and passes, so I decided to put a counter on my Walking Ballista end of turn. And just, you see here, it was pretty laggy since I had to activate the ability 3 times to make it work. And I have a 3/3 Ballista, and I draw, I think, another land. No, buffering, it's not a removal spell. So this is why Seed Away is my better in this deck, because buffering end is only sorcery speed, although you can kill any creature, but the Seed Away allows you to have some instant speed removal. And I'm just going to put a count on the Ballista. Said I'm 1 mana short, put another count on the Ballista. No, there was some skip issue again in my upkeep, so I just go and ping his Phoenix 3 times and then use the Baffling End to deal with his token. And then I swing with my Ballista, I think. And I sack a relic before, then sack another relic. So I don't deter anything, I try to make a land drop. Go for the Feeder Whirlwind and then attack. Play the Gralban Initiative, which if I exert it, for all of you who don't know what the card does, since it didn't really see play since All Switching got traded out. It's a 3/1 with Exert, and when it exerts it gets lifelink, so it's a 4/4. Yeah, so I just checked my sideboard real quick and it didn't change anything. So, and which you didn't see on the screen that the card was, I cut the approaches and the, yeah, here I'm going to give you some Amulet Titan and the Amulet figure up Bermuda Titan. Because this was recorded, since Matthew said that I shouldn't stop the recording. So that's what I'm going to bring to Modern. Probably. That's what I brought Modern for this game. So I need to go for Firebrand. I got into 19. I find a second Clerical and I'm really excited because this looks like my hand. If I hit my 4th and 5th land drop, that should win, or at least can win. And he just attacks me for 1 again, and I think he passes. So I was a little bit surprised here. So because he didn't deploy anything, I was able to deploy a treasure map, and even that didn't get upgraded. So he probably has some more Lightning Strikes here. And he goes again, only for the Firebrand attack. So I decide to play the Authority here, not the buffing it, because I'm not on any pressure. he finally finds a Chandra here. And he passes it, and I find a man and deals me 2 damage. And he attacks me for 1, so I go down to Knight. Not to 9. He decided to deploy Ballista for 1 and deal with his Firebrand because I want to flip my treasure map and to be safe to deploy my Regal Carry card for the next turn. He goes with a Carisef and a Sugar Cannon, which nets me to life, which the Chandra minus Chandra plus already deals me again, so I should have plus Chandra first. So I bought a second authority because I don't think he will deploy many creatures anymore, and I have to bottom the caster tier because I want to flip it and be able to deploy buffing and on the Carisef, which might have been better on the Earthshaker camera, although Carisef provides 2 attackers, although I get 1 life whenever Carisef attacks. I decided to kill the Carisef here, which in the end mattered and was the correct choice. So I want to start attacking his Chandra. And he decides to kill my Caracal. And I think he attacks, and he doesn't attack, I think. And here I write that he got lucky with his deck choice because that's the only really bad matchup, I think, or at least the not favorite matchup my deck has, I think. So he decides to Grasping Dunes one of my cats. And then casts a Firebrand, which ends tapped, so he can sacrifice it. Authority is such a good card against Mono Red. And then he stays back with his camera. And I decide to attack first, because if it doesn't block, which he doesn't, I get to deploy a character and he can kill it, so I don't know why he stayed back here to block and then doesn't deploy the character, but I just go fix my mana and fix his mana a little bit, get rid of my Field of Ruin and his Scavenger Grounds, although it doesn't matter, because I don't have any Graveyard synergies, but I just deploy another character then. He passes the Chandra and hits a Bonus Courier, which he first wants to play, but then as he thinks about it the second time he denies it, and slams a Hazoret, which thankfully enters the battlefield tapped. And then I think he attacks with Kendra or Firebrand. No, I think he doesn't. He makes no attacks. And now I could have ignored this Chandra, but I didn't want him to draw extra cards, so I go and trade my Shepherd Dunes. And I have to attack. So here there was like escape again, so he decided to roll back. I shouldn't have rollbacks, yeah, but this was like not a mistake from my part. It wasn't a bad play or like a play I wasn't aware of. It was just because there was like this misclick from the lag. So I have to attack the Chandra with all 3 cats and I can safely attack him with the Caracal. So his Chandra dies even if he jump blocks twice. And I'm back to 19, so I gained 9 life this turn. I'm feeling pretty safe here. He attacks with all 3, and then he decides to not attack with camera. And he activates the Grasping Dunes on my Caracal, and I think it's a shock, but he does not have. And here I just go and deploy this Relic, and I think a second right away to draw a card. I draw a castle, which is able to deal with his Hazoret. And here I want to attack with all 3 cats, expect my Caracal, and in the end only attack with 1 cat because of the like bug or lag or whatever it was. But then I decided it's not worth to risk a rollback because I'm fine up ahead. I even have the cast out for the Hazoret, and yeah. So here he drew an Earthshaker Kenra, and here he decides to only attack with Earthshaker Kenra because of, I guess, he thinks I may be blocked and he maybe misread Hazoret and stuff. So his Earthshaker comes trapped, I gain another life from Authority, and then I go to cast out his Hazoret end of turn so he can block with it. And now I get to safely attack with all of my creatures. and if it doesn't block, yeah, he just concedes him. So I'm switching some things up for Modern. Yeah, it was 60 minutes each. I was just used to use 25 because that's what I use when I play. So here we had like a quick chat about 25 minutes, and I apologized to him and thought it was like 30 minutes each and stuff like that. And so this is the most interesting match to watch, I think, because at least he said that he only plays Modern and a little bit of Legacy and now plays Standard. And as you can see, I'm on Amulet Titan. And I keep this hand is pretty good. I have like a little winning position. And takes my Amulet, which I think was the first wrong decision. Should have taken my Azusa. So I see he's a Mother Pyromancer. I just go play a Ghoul Turf and pick up my Gemstone Mine. This is something you can safely do game 1. He goes for Lingering Souls and I take the Pyromancer, make some tokens. I find an Engineer Explosives for 0, which is pretty great, but I don't want to deploy it because of the Colorgan's command. I think it's more likely he has a Colorgan's command than a discard, because he would have fired this discard off probably last turn. Yeah, so he discarded, he looked at my hand and he saw like, oh, you have no sorceries. Because this deck doesn't play almost any instant and sorceries. I have like 4 pacts, 4 Ancient Strings, 4 Explorers, and then a 5th blue pact. So yeah, I'm just going to Slime Titan onto this board, then fetch a Pachuca Borg and a Carney Garden to protect my Titan from Linear after Whale, and exile his graveyard so he can't reuse his Lingering Souls and get a cheap Bedlam Reveler in. He plays not a Swamp and attacks with the Spirits, I think, yeah. So yeah, I could have played the Engineer Explosive pre-combat, but I decided it doesn't matter. And here my Titan dies to triple block and bolt, which that was because of the lag area. You see he's refiguring his blocks, and he only got these 2 creatures in the end, so he had to roll back again. It was because of these skips. The lags, not the skips. So I just make the same play again because I thought I was so far ahead I couldn't really lose this game. Even if my Titan dies, I have a second Titan in hand through with to level rest. I fetched 2 basic forests, so I'm not going to die to Blood Moon. Then he bolts my Titan. I trample over for 3 damage. Cast an Ancient Stings and find the Walking Ballista. And I'm going to decide to sack an Engineering Explosives, play for 0 and sack it, and then play a Ballista for 3 or 2. I think it was for 2, and then I get to kill his Pyromancer, using my farm card in hand, and copy with Subar to bring back Tiny Garden to my hand. So yeah, he draws another card, has the Fatalist Looting, so he can only keep 1 card. This is why I don't like Fatalist Looting. This cuts Pyromancer and land. I win another Amulet, Dungeon's new to Larivest, find a Thanos Pact, and he concedes. So here I was really unsure about what to sideboard. These were to cut. I bring in 1 Engineer Explosives, 2 Relic Opportunities, 2 Fire Spots to dismember, which I don't know if I like. 3 Obstinate Bailoff and a Horny Queen. I cut Cavern of Souls, Pact of Negation, 4 Amulets for Tribe Scouts, and then I have to decide 1 card that I want to cut. So I tried to look up a sideboard guide in between, but I ran out of time. Because I should have prepared the sideboard guide for this matchup, but I was unsure which deck I'm going to play. I should have probably cut down the Ghost Quarter, but I think in the end I decided to cut Azusa. So why did you bring in these cards? Second Engineering Explosives, EE on 0 is great. I was thinking about adding Tribe Scouts at this point. So EE is great against this deck, for 1 against his tokens, for 2 against Pyromancer, for 0 against his tokens, for 2 for his Pyromancer, and for 3 against Blood Moons. This one is great, by the way. And he marches to 6, scries to the bottom and doesn't have risk at spell turn 1, and I just start being live with this and then go for Explore, which gets punished with a Stone Rain, I think. But Belovs to go against Liliana after Whale and this card's effect in general. Then dismembers I need to stuff to the EUR of Pyromancer and his Pattern Remodeler, and then Honeycomb is just a good card in like nutrition matchups. So he goes for Young Peas in a Thoughtseize. In response, I'm going to dismember his Pyromancer. I think he takes my Titan here. I was a little bit afraid of Surgical here, that he'll just lose the game if he gets the Surgical my Titan. But I draw a Bailoff and decide to play a Sousa. Yeah, I played 2 bounce lands here, which was the correct choice. So I think he is not a Stone Rain at this point, which prevents me from casting Titan next turn. If I don't draw another land and I draw Explorer, so I try to find a land and find another Titan. Maybe I shouldn't have had Explored here and just played an Obstinate Bailoff. And I also missed to attack with Azusa. But I decided to not attack with Azusa because I value my life total more than his. And I think that some people are like, he just Inquisition, so I want just to say that. He Inquisitioned me with my Titan on with my Pact in hand. And I didn't fall for that trap because if he would have packed it and he had a Blood Moon in hand, which he didn't have in the end, but if he had a Blood Moon I would have just died because I couldn't play the Pact trigger. So I decided to play the Bailoff here and he needs to terminate from him. And then he casts a Reveler, but he can't cast it because he only has 7 cards in his graveyard. And he says that yeah, this was like a mistake because he thought he could cast Reveler. So he just goes for Kologan's command. No, he passes this turn. I find the Ancient Stirrings, which I decide to cast. Find me bounce land, bounce back my Orient Fountain, I think. Maybe I should have grabbed here the Forest. But I was greedy here. So I bounce my Orient Fountain. Replay it and get another to life and then pass the turn. Attack with Azusa now since I have so much life. And here I wanted to Kologan's command me at the end step, but there was like the skip issue again. So it just goes for it main phase, or it just go not for it, and he wants me to ask me to roll back. And I should have really taken the, so here I can't do anything because of the rollback bug, so we have to roll back a second time. But I think that was really a huge misplay from my side that I didn't grab the second forest in my hand. I always thought that I had like the Rex Sage to deal with it, so I didn't bother to grab another basic forest because I could always kill the Blood Moon when it came down. So just go for the greedy play and take a growth here, a growth chamber. So replay the same stuff again, and now he gets to Kologan's command me end of turn. Kills my Azusa and I have to discard a card, I think. I don't know why he did that before attacks, so I discard my Rex Sage here, and he bolts me. Goes down to 1 card, which is his Reveler. I cast a Reveler with 0 cards in hand and finds probably 3 spells. Cast a Faithless Looting, discards I think a land, and then no doubt cast Faithless Looting and Lingering Souls. Attacks me for 1, down to 20. And I finally get to resort a Primeval Titan. He casts a decision, sees that I have 100 Queen Titan in hand. So this is like the biggest value for Chugabok I ever got. You could argue about hitting the spot, grab another Tolerivest and Semi-Growth Chamber, but I decided to go for the greedier plays instead of Honeycomb in hand. Also, you could have fetched a second basic first, but I decided to Chugabok and Carnigan to prevent me from Liliana off the Whale and his graveyard shenanigans. So I attack here and fetch 2 more. I cast Strings pre-combat, I think. No. I was calculating here on the Engineer Explosive and Honey Queen play, and I attacked for 6 and fetched out 2 more basic forests. Oh no, I know that I didn't really play. Okay, I fetched out 2 Lair Rest and Semi-Craft Chamber to get another pack to my Titan, another pack to my Titan. So he luckily ripped the bolt from the top, so you can just block and bolt my Titan. So I trade, and then I just go and transmute my Lair Rest, bring out another Titan, and here I think I grab 2 basic forests, so I don't die to like something Reveler, Stone Rain, Dark Moon, and land. Even in he doesn't have enough mana for it, but yeah. So just don't want to die this turn. Just play that safe. Here he goes for Hazard, which is pretty good here, I have to say. And there was like a skip issue again. No, a lag issue, so we had like really had to wait here for I think like 2 minutes. I think it was this part. But for me, I think this game is pretty much locked up. I can't really lose from this point. I have the Hornet Queen in my hand, which can fly over Hazard, and I can block Hazard with my Titan. So I think the game is pretty much locked up. So here we try to roll back to try to fix the game stats, and neither of us seems to have priority, and neither of us seems to be able to do anything. So in the end, sometimes it starts to add here. And I remember to pay my pact, which is like the cool thing that you have online, you don't have to remember your pacts. And draw my 4th basic forest. So just go for the Ancient Stirrings. Grab a Sun Home here, which makes my Titan double strike, so I can just go and block it with Elemental Token and Hazard. And yeah, so I swing out of my Titan. And I think I made a small misstep here. I could have just fetched land, bounce land, and Lair Rest, but I decided to Gemstone Mine because I thought I needed the second Gemstone Mine to activate my Sun Home. But I activate my Sun Home, give my Titan double strike, and bounce the Gemstone Mine back to my hand. And I was thinking about I don't need Gemstone Mine for my EE for free, which I'm not going to deploy, I think, anyways. I think I deployed, I don't know, to protect me from Blood Moon. I think I did. I was thinking I could deploy it, but I forgot that I had the Sun Home already as my land drop. So yeah, there's like another 2 or 3 misplays for me this turn, but in the end it didn't have anything, so I just conceded. And then let's really go for the legacy match. I've picked up lands, I think, like in the last 3 weeks of the last season, the last 2 weeks of the last season I picked up lands, and the deck is really interesting. So I think I'm playing against some sort of miracles here, since he played a provide fetch land. And I don't decide to drop all my lands from my hand, because I have the crop rotation in hand and I want the crop rotation from the combo. He fetches a tropical island, so I think like some sort of Delver deck, I don't really know. Because 2-6 and Pro 1 now, I'm pretty sure he's a Delver deck. Which means he plays Delver Charman. So yeah, so here's a Delver and a Wasteland, and I decide to go for exploration here and don't play a Wasteland and play this and Wasteland, this Wasteland. And if he wants to activate my things, I'm just going to crop rotation the land away, grab out the Dark Depths, and then I get to end of turn, put 3 lands from my hand on the battlefield. I decided to sacrifice the Glacial Chasm to itself because I don't need it. You just have to hope it doesn't draw a Wasteland here. He flips me a base here to flip a Stellar. Goes for a Chit Probe, which I probably should have cast before Demand, so I may hit another Wasteland. Just place another Delver. So I'm thinking here he is like some sort of Dark Delver, not Grixis. I just go for my Wasteland, lose this land so he doesn't have black mana. If he has like a Diabolic Edict, and then I fetch a basic first, I think, from Mr. Rainforest, and might get 2020, not so he can't stifle it. And I think he concedes the next turn. He's a Delver Death German passes, so I'm not really experienced with the deck, so I was thinking about bringing in like Terrace Trackers, even as Fuel Resistance, but decided for Chalice, Drop of Honey, Molten Vortex, and 2 Chokes. I decided to cut 3 use of lands, a Corruption because his counter spells, and then I think I decided to cut the Chalice as well. He had his hand. I think it was fine because it like Tabernacle and Wasteland, and Maze of If is all like 3 good lands. No, lucky enough to hit a green source on turn 1, so I get to play the Tabernacle on turn 1, and he always has to play 1 mana for each creature. I think I made like at least 5 misplays during this game, so yeah. And I still think he's on Bug Delver, but in the end it appeared that he was on Grixis Delver, but he decided to not fetch 2 red sources very often. Although I think that I always want to fetch 2 red sources over green sources, so blue, green, and blue red sources when I'm playing this deck. So I decided to pick up a Molten. No, I decided to pick a Mox Diamond here. I don't know why I decided to do that. And I didn't even want to deploy it because I don't know why. I just wanted to keep it in my hand for like a bait spell from next turn. I don't really remember. But he only fetched like 2 times for the Volcanic Island, which I think is the second best land. Yeah, so it goes Underground Sea and then Volcanic Island because the Devil decks, I think they run boats and the Imperimenters. But maybe he's just Sultai with boats. I don't know that much about Legacy. But he attacks for 4 here, 1 for 3, release me a Brainstorm. And here find another gamble. Oh, sorry. It's already pretty late here. So I decide to discard Wasteland for Mox, and then I think pass the turn. So this was like a misplay. I think I should have just gone for eat the land, Brainstorm, and then fetch, and not fetch before. But that happens when you're not used to playing Legacy. So he needs to play in the upkeep. And now I'm able to mace his Delver, so he doesn't really get to attack. And it was like a small mistake again for him because he didn't attack, but it didn't matter because I have like Maze of If. So I don't know why I set this war back, but it doesn't matter. It just makes my Maze of If tapped, so I declare no blockers and then untap his Insect Liberation and move it from combat. I decided to crop rotation away my Maze of If, which probably was wrong. But as you know, I'm not that good of a Legacy player, and he just goes for surgical and crop rotation, which is totally fine because I cut down ones, I only have 3 left. I don't think that card is very good in the counter matchups, but he thinks it's good, so he decides to surgical it. Here draw a Tiger. And I try to lower my 2 land specs. And here I guess he therefore challenged my Maze of If, I think, yeah. So, and here I think I made some, and here he showed me the vote, so the red splash. And here I think I made several mistakes again. I should have like Tigered for, went for Tiger, Gamble, Punishing Fire, which would have won the game, or Gamble, or Molten Vortex, or Gamble, Drop of Honey. But yeah. I just decided to go for a Loam and then Wasteland him, so I take him off from mana sources and he has to tap his 2 lands to keep his 2 creatures alive. And I dredge Loam back on the Dark Depths, and here I'm just going to get back Loam by 2 Wastelands and a Dark Depths. I need my Dark Depths with Stafford Shaman, and I just go and Wasteland him again. Again, I should have gambled earlier, and I decided to Wasteland my own Wasteland because of lags. So yeah, just go on back and bring the cards back. Like I did before, go for Wasteland, eat some Dark Depths. I go for Wasteland, and Wasteland is Underground Sea, I think. Yeah. So he has to use the Death Threat, and he goes for board again. And I think down to 8 now. So he has to use Death Threat Shaman and drop the island to keep around his Delver. And if he doesn't find a land this turn, I just get to Wasteland him again next turn, and he can't attack me for one more time, down to 2, and then he has to sacrifice his Death Threat Shaman and his Delver, but he finds a land. So I need to go for another plan, and I mill my Molten Vortex here, which I wanted to have, and then I gamble, and he thinks about it, and I have to think about what I want to get, but in the end I decide for a drop of honey. I was thinking with my deck, I'm thinking about Punishing Fire, but it costs 1 too much mana to be able to deploy it. Then in the end I decide for Drop of Honey, which gets discarded then, obviously. So I was really tilted at that point, go to waste on his UC so he can't burn me out of Death Threat Shaman next turn. Yeah, just have to pay for Death Threat Shaman and still. I don't know why he exiles, and here he exiles his own lands as well instead of my lands from time to time, so it's like a basic forest. And here I drove a Baron Ring, and I was really lucky because if he doesn't find a land, to have a black mana to deal with my Delver, to exile a sorcery and give me 2, and he has to exile a land to keep his Death Threat Shaman, and yeah, he hasn't simply another one to get back his Delver, to keep his Delver alive, and then I just get to Baron Ring his Delver, and I just get to draw a Loam here, and then get back my Baron Ring and can deploy it again. But I decided to here deploy the Tiger because it has Wasteland. He can Wasteland my Baron Ring, so he has to pay 1 to keep his Death Threat Shaman alive. And here he finds a land, fetches it for a Volcanic Island, I think. Yeah. So maybe it's just a Bugdriver deck with a Red Splash, but Bugdriver should play Tamographs, at least I think that they play Tamographs in Decay, but I don't know. So he just goes for Ponder, shuffles his library, and ripped the board from the top. So that board won him the game. Otherwise I would have probably won because I've just killed his Death Threat Shaman here. I'm thinking Gandalf Choke is really worth it, but in the end I just decided to keep Chokes, and he have like a really good hand. Gamble, Mox Diamond, and 5 lands. So I just go for a turn on Mox Diamond, discard this land, discard my fetch land, grab a left from the row of Gamble, and play Ghost Quarter to be able to Stone Rain him and still have the combo in my hand. I'm just going to Ghost Quarter, he brainstorms in response, and then I don't think he shuffled his library, which he should have. Yeah, he didn't search his library, so I'm just going to find another Gambler. I'm going to cast Loam, get 3 lands back, and pass the turn. He's going to search a Ghost Quarter here in response. And I don't know why you would not surgical Lifeline alone here, but I guess he has maybe another surgical in hand, or only 1 more line in hand, and if I get back my Ghost Quarter, I get to Stone on him again. So yeah, I think like you should surgical row Lifeline alone because the card is so good in the matchup. But yeah, he surgicals my Ghost Quarter. And like always the best card from the dance deck. It allows you to draw up to 3 cards every turn instead of 1. So I loam back to lands, hit as a Wasteland. I try to loam again, hit the Tabernacle in the Wasteland. And I go for a Gamble here. And he forces it. I think this gamble was just a bait spell, or I wanted to hit like exploration with it or something like that. And then he wastelands my land, I float the mana, get a basic host, and still get to loan back 3 lands again. So yeah. And I'll try to slide from the loan, discard Amulet to Moxes on the test stage. And here I say pass with my test stage because if he has a wasteland here, I can just go and copy a basic forest so he can't destroy my test stage, and I have another one in the graveyard. If he tries to wasteland it, and if I just put a loam, I would just lose. If I cast loam, I would just lose my test stage if he has a wasteland, so I decide to not go for it. And here's like his Scalding Town, and I think he gets another UC or a Volcanic Island, and brainstorms here to probably find 1 lands, and he maybe brainstorm locked himself. I think he conceded the next turn. I don't remember. He says no, he says just GG I win, and he conceded here. So yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. That was it with the video. I hope you enjoyed this match. From me was against Tom Phillips Howard. Kinda luck for me that I had a good start in the season. Last season was I think my worst season, but I had like 12 points this first week, so and I'm really excited for Dominaria Standard, although Dampening Sphere will weaken my modern deck, but I think it's fine. So thanks for checking out this video and see you guys later.